Mike's Security Guard. Great title. You know it. All right, Hot Mike's here on a Monday, March 9th, and we got a lot going on here. Daylight savings. Thank God for daylight savings. Oh, baby. In the alleyway last night, shooting hoops with little Johnny. Allie's son, little Johnny, took him down in horse. He didn't like that. He was up HOR, and I just roared back. I was down. I had an H. I had an O. I had an R. And then I just started. You know what you do? You go back to the basics when you're down in horse, and you just hit little 6-footers, right? You do little layups, the little things. So he's going, oh, come on, guy. Like, really? You're going to do this? And then he misses. And then he misses again. And then he misses it. Next thing you know, we're tied up. Then I start draining him because I'm feeling it. Bang. And I take down a victory. An old man, a 54-year-old man should not take so much pleasure in beating an 11-year-old boy in basketball. But you know what? As we get older, you take the wins where you can get them. Love the daylight. It's National Barbie Day here in America. Barbie began in 1959. Maybe that's why Ryan Gosling Ken was the host of SNL this weekend. Must be there to honor. Harry Styles showed up for some reason. I guess you're a very confident man when, like Ryan Gosling, who's a very handsome fella, but very confident, right? I mean, if you're going to have a cameo by Harry Styles sitting in the audience while you're doing your monologue, I mean, you know, the ladies go crazy for Harry. Believe me, I've seen him in concert with my daughter, her 21st birthday. I took 10 girls to see Harry Styles down at the Kia Forum in Irvine, and I have to in Inglewood, and boy, woo, does that guy put on a show. We all were wearing feather boas, and the ladies go crazy for him. The signage, the marriage proposals, very intense. Boy, oh boy, here's big news for the world. We have a new supreme leader. Great. And it's exactly as we thought. Polymarket was correct. The son of the late Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. His son is, I don't think that's him. That's the dad. That's the deceased dad you're looking at there. But the white smoke has spiraled up the chimney of the Grand Mosala of Tehran. I don't think that's exactly how it went down, but the Assembly of Experts has chosen their new supreme leader, the heavy favorite in the running, Mojtaba, son of the late, great, they say, Ali Khamenei. He's been, so Mojtaba has been fitted for his bulletproof vest because he's got a giant target on his back. Nepotism aside, it is the highest honor in Iran. But a dubious distinction, right? Because it comes with a giant target on the back, like we said. This choice cements the hardline theocratic rule in Iran, sends a strong message of defiance to President Trump. Mojtaba has always been a big factor in his father's regime, a power broker, despite never holding a formal role or becoming a senior cleric. He was just sort of, dad gave him a lot of power. He's kind of like Don Jr. or Mary or maybe Jared. Trump has said he believes, this is incredible. I'm sorry, but this is really the arrogance of the man. Trump has said he believes that he should have a role in choosing Iran's supreme leader, and that the choice of Mojtaba Khamenei would be unacceptable to me. Okay? Then topple the regime and pick somebody. The fact that they've picked their guy means they're giving you double fingers right now. 2 middle fingers in your face. They're not rolling. They're continuing their government. They did this by Zoom, by the way. The Assembly of Experts, you know, they're assembled underground, and they got together and they did a Zoom and they chose Mojtaba. It shows them doubling down, right? The hard line is hardening. There are also signs that the regime is under immense pressure. Obviously, they're getting bombed like crazy. Moshtaba himself has not been seen in public since the start of the war, and the country has yet to hold a public funeral for his father, which should be a great big event where everybody's expected to wipe tears away. The regime is still fighting, but it's also, obviously on the run right now. Here's the most important thing. Like, if you want to talk about how pissed off this guy is, Moshtaba, in addition to Israel and America, killing his father at the beginning of the campaign, Moshtaba also lost his mother, his wife, and his son, all in the strikes. The guy has nothing. That's a vengeful man. So, that said, he's got a giant target on his back, and this is the supreme leader, yet everybody's looking for you. I don't know. The price of oil is unavoidable. It's huge. It surged past $100 per barrel for the first time since Russia's invasion of Ukraine in 2022. Trump said on social media, the oil costs are a very small price to pay. You don't pay for oil, so, let others speak to that. Ben Stiller, did you see what happened to Ben? Ben took a beating from the MAGA crowd on Twitter. Trump put out one of these videos, this thing right here that you're seeing on the bottom here. He said, "Hey, White House, please remove the Tropic Thunder clip. We never gave you permission and have no interest in being a part of your propaganda machine. War is not a movie." Well, Ben, war is a movie. It's the entire theme of Tropic Thunder. But in that, the White House put out this, I'm sorry, very tasteless video that shows like clips of Top Gun and clips of, we have it? Oh my God. Okay, just a taste. I can't take too much of it. It's just tasteless, man. It is.
Wake up, Daddy's home.
Welcome home, son.
Strength and honor. Strength and honor.
What will
Real
you do
lives
without
here.
freedom?
Mavericks inbound.
You can't conceive of what I'm capable of.
Finishing this
This
fight.
is American military hype
I'm
video.
thinking of
we are
I'm here to fight for truth and justice in the American way.
the danger. Time to find out. Maximum effort.
Here it comes. End this.
If we're fighting for a just cause, you silently go about your business. You act like you've been in the end zone. These bro hype videos, American military, they're so Hegseth. It's just vomitous. He was smart enough not to put himself in the video because he saw what happened to Kristi Noem. But Ben Stiller put that up there. Hey, White House, please remove the Tropic Thunder clip. We never gave you permission, and we have no interest in being part of your propaganda machine. War is not a movie. Again, like I said, that's in Tropic Thunder. War was a movie. They thought they were in making a movie, and they were in war. Anyway, Ben got absolutely just pummeled. Lawson, what do you say here? Lawson says, go to the comment section. The video posted by the White House made me sick, but it does confirm that Trump is primarily interested in entertainment and running the presidency as a reality show. He wanted to run the new Supreme Leader as a reality show. That would have been a good reality show. All right. Who is Iran's next top Supreme Leader? Iran's next Supreme Leader. And Tyra Banks, and she's a judge and everything else. I don't know. It's just when you're doing stuff that involves hundreds of thousands of lives ending, you just, I don't know. That was an overstatement, not 100. I guess it's just thousands at this point, but I don't know. I don't know. Hype videos, I don't think any loss of life is celebratory. Who traveled this weekend? I mean, who was in the airport this weekend? Oh man, long lines at security checkpoints. The partial government shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security continues. Houston's William Hobby Airport, TSA lines stretched for more than 3 hours yesterday. Oh my God, that's you want to lose your mind. It's this. It's this. You want a nightmare? It is this. Long ass endless lines and the whole time you're thinking, and I'm going to miss my flight too. The whole time. There's no greater, just conflagration. Is that the word? I don't know. Just a coming together of every fear at once. And it's just misery. And you wish you were the type of person that could, be a great stoic and say, it is or it isn't. You know what? If we miss it, we miss it. Life goes on. But I'm not that guy. No. I'm going, oh my God, we're going to miss Kim. Oh God, we're going to miss it. Oh God, I'm melting down. That makes everyone else more on edge and they have more anxiety. Oh,
my primary anxiety in that is thinking that the flight will finally get canceled, and then I'll be last in line to figure out what my next flight is. So I start getting torn. Do I get on another
and
flight?
You dovetail.
And you don't know what to do. And then
you spiral.
Yeah.
It's a shit. Yeah. It's a shit show. I feel so badly for every one of those people. The airport advised passengers to arrive 4 to 5 hours before their flights. Now I'm flying to Florida today. I got to figure out what does that mean for me. I got to go really early. I'm not gonna do the normal thing where I think
you've already missed your flight. That's what
I've missed my flight. As I sit here, I've missed my flight. Now, this is all due to the partial government shutdown of the Department of Homeland Security. Right, the Secretary Kristi Noem was fired for running ad campaigns, according to. By the way, I watched her do an interview. I don't know if it was before her disastrous appearance before the Judiciary Committee, which led to her firing, or it was after. But she talked about the fact that basically Trump is a liar. She said in committee that he knew about her $220 million ad campaign. Trump later said, I didn't know about it. And people think that's the straw that broke the camel's back. Well, she spoke at length about how, he knew it. He said, hey, Kristi, I like, this one, picture you took, I want you to make a commercial campaign about that, and featuring you. You want to be in it, she said. And he said, no, I don't want to be in it. You do it. You be, which is crazy. I mean, he never turns down a chance to be in it. But she basically said, bullshit. He definitely. So the fact that he's entirely untrustworthy, and I don't know. So she might have been just thrown completely under the bus. But again, it's all fine and dandy because she was deeply unqualified in the first place. But the firing of Kristi as the secretary is the first kind of real acknowledgement, in my opinion, that of it's the consequences of somebody so blatantly and grossly unqualified. Everyone has the sinking feeling, I think, even if you're a heavy supporter, that she's just one of many people who are unqualified for their deeply powerful and important positions, right? I mean, Kash Patel chugging beers in the locker room as the head of the FBI is just like, it's deepening cringe all the time. Pete Hegseth, he wasn't even the weekday host of Fox and Friends. He was the weekend host of Fox and Friends. He's all broed out, lifting with the military. I mean, like Donald Rumsfeld. Where are these people? They're serious people. You may, think he's a war hawk. And I look back now and I'm like, I'd be fine if Rummy walked back into the Department of Defense. It's not the Department of War. We're not calling you that. Even though you launch a lot of wars, we're not calling you that. Stop. What bothered me most about Kristi is, basically how rude and indignant she was when she was questioned by any congressional committee. It's just that there should be some decorum there. She serves our government, thus we the people. She works for us, so, but she obfuscated, deflected, and just lied Look at her husband sitting right there. Oh my God, that poor guy. I was surprised by the firing, I'll say that, but not as surprised as I was with the hiring in the first place of her and all these people. Trump entrusted the nation's top immigration job, which was his biggest of all the platforms. That was it. Immigration was the biggest ground that he staked out. And he trusted it to a woman known nationally for shooting her dog. And she went from complete irrelevance on the political landscape to a very, very big platform. She began her tenure in El Salvador outside of these detention centers, a giant prison where we were shipping people. She was in a commercial spot in front of shirtless prisoners behind her. You know, looking sort of like, I'm sorry, attractive in her little, tight top there and her baseball hat. And, oh, look at all these shirtless prisoners behind her while she's looking hot. This is crazy. Anyway, and then all the stuff in tactical gear and holding weaponry. You're not a law enforcement officer. Why are you holding weaponry? She embraced her as, I guess it was called her frontline look. Kind of got off on it a little bit, right? She wanted to be front page news. And the $200 million ad campaign took her down on horseback, wearing cowboy hat, warning illegals. You do not come here illegally, just tough woman. And then more commercials pushing immigrants to self-deport. And then Minneapolis. Jesus, Alex Preddy, hours after the shooting, like Renee Good, calls him a domestic terrorist, claims that he came armed to disrupt. She lost the room because it required people to not believe their eyes. How Trump did not fire her at that moment is egregious. And then Tom Homan has to come in and replace a cabinet secretary. I mean, that's bad. You don't know at that point if someone's coming to replace you and you're the top person overseeing something that important, you should see the writing is on the wall. And then, of course, Kouri Lewandowski, a special government employee, very shadowy figure, this guy. He used to be Trump's campaign manager back in 2006. I think they can't get rid of him. He has secrets or something on Trump. Like, why is this guy? He was a disaster then, is a shadowy, dark figure and not trusted. And yet he's here and he was assigned to be Christie's special government employee, her highest advisor, and always with her, yelling at ICE officers, the pilots who fly the government planes, issuing polygraphs to people. You're a liar, just who is this guy issuing polygraphs? He was a special government employee, which is like Elon Musk at Doge, right? This is just, or Kushner or Witkoff or any of these people that Trump just hands power to. Here, voters, forget about you. I'm in here now. I'm going to just hand an enormous amount of government power to someone who was never officially appointed, approved by Congress, or elected. Who are these people? Of course, they're both married, Christie and Lewandowski. And the insinuation was that they were bonking away on government aircraft and other such places. Her trip to Capitol Hill for 2 hearings, a total disaster. I mean, just a disaster. All her embarrassments came and were laid before her feet at once. She faced accountability on multiple fronts at once. She did not answer the Lewandowski question. She called it, were you having an affair? She says, tabloid garbage. This is tabloid garbage. Husband sitting right there. She just lied away. She dodged. Tom Tillis, the outgoing Republican senator from North Carolina, he ripped into her. He was pretty good. He's like, all your deportations, what we're looking for is quality of deportation. Like this is an absolute, a criminal. And all you cared about was quantity, meeting quotas. So she would just grab people and be like, get rid of them, get rid of them, get rid of them, so we can meet our quota. That very graceful Senator John Kennedy, what's his name? Something Kennedy from Louisiana. Is it John Kennedy? He gracefully undid it on contracts being rewarded to unknowns. Like, who are these people we're giving $100 million building contract for a detention center here, a media buy over here for 20 million, or just handing out money to people we never heard of and who started their businesses like a week before they got their contract. It's all so shady. And then in the end, did the president know you were doing this massive ad campaign? She said yes. That put Trump in a bad position. He said no and threw her under the bus. That pissed off Trump. So what does she get? Special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. You know what? These crazy supporters, like people who just, the 20% or 25% who must support no matter what, they feel under attack, so they have to support everything Trump does. They say, I literally have people in my comment section and, going after me saying, she was promoted. She was promoted to special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. I think Trump was mocking her. I think he was like, give her a title so ridiculous that everyone has to laugh. If she actually takes this job and tries to actually do something with it and say, I'm empowered as the special envoy for the Shield of the Americas to be here right now. No, it's humiliating. And her replacement is Senator Mark Wayne Mullen. This guy supports everything Trump does. He's an ex-MMA fighter. He's known nationally for a big show. Do we have this audio? Oh, we do. This is, okay, so Kristi Noem was known nationally for, how people would know her outside of South Dakota. She shot her dog for misbehaving. I mean, that's some tough shit right there. Mark Wayne Mullen, her replacement, is known nationally. He's a junior senator from Oklahoma, but he's known nationally for challenging a Teamster boss to a fight on the floor of Congress. So he's got the tough guy cred.
Tweeted at me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times. And let me read what the last one said. It said, greedy CEO who pretends like he's self-made. Sir, I wish he was in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company. Myself and my wife was running the office because I sure remember working pretty hard and long hours. Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been, always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big
Oh,
guy.
stop it.
Is that your solution every
Hold it. No, sit down. Sit down. Look at you. You're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond? Mr. Chairman?
Hold it.
And Bernie Sanders say, hey, gentlemen, this is the floor of Congress. Sit down. Bernie, we're not going to have a fight in here. What are you doing over here? Bernie has to stand up between, but can we please just, I love you all so much. Okay, let's move to something more. Okay, I'm watching Love Story. I want it to be better than it is, but I still like it. Can we agree on that? Who's watching Love Story? The JFK Jr. Carolyn Bessette story.
But you're not letting it go. Like, you are into it.
Oh, I'm into it.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I'm a TV junkie. I'm a TV addict. I love streaming series. I love everything. I'll
Steve
get to
Carell?
this.
Did you do the Steve Carell?
I
thing?
tried Steve Carell last night. I love everything Steve Carell does, and especially the non slapstick funny shit. And this was, I like Dan in Real Life. I like The Way Back. I like, these movies of his. Crazy Stupid Love. He was terrific with Ryan Gosling.
I feel like you're setting up you didn't like this.
It was awful. Awful, awful. The first 20 minutes is all I could survive. And I looked at Allie and I'm like, yeah. She goes, her eyes never came up from the phone. She could not peel the doom scroll. It just not, no. And I'm so mad because it comes from one of the great, TV producers, but I didn't like it. So I'm out on Rooster. But Love Story, I'm in. It's not great. I want it to be greater. I'm almost convincing but I'm not taking my eyes off it. Oh, Mama Roll. Go to the comment section here quickly. She said they did Darryl dirty. Yes, they did. Darryl Hannah wrote a op-ed, I think in the New York Times. They gave her a platform, and she is pissed off at her portrayal because, she dated John F. Kennedy Jr. for many, many years right before he met Carolyn Bessette, and they ran off together. Lawson, always with a great comment. To the section we go. I'm watching Love Story. I'm enjoying it, but I feel a bit guilty knowing it's probably mostly fiction. It also makes me feel old when kids view this as ancient history. Oh, you know who I DM'd a couple people in the series because I want to have them on the new Hot Mics when we go live daily at 9 a.m. Pacific starting in 7 days, 1 week from now. And I found out that Kelly Klein, the real Kelly Klein, who was married to Calvin Klein, you know who plays her in the series? Lila George. Who's Lila George? She's the woman who was in, what was that series with, guys, this is why we have a great comment section. It was a limited series, probably coming back for a second season, I guess. Kate Blanchett. 6 episodes. Kate Blanchett. Lila George played the other. Oh, Lila George played Kate Blanchett. Disclaimer. Lila George was married to Sean Penn for 2 years. This is what pisses me off about Hollywood. Sean Penn looks like an ashtray, okay? He looks like what did, oh my God. What did Glazer, Nikki Glazer. What did Nikki Glazer say about Sean Penn at the Golden Globe? She looked at him and she goes, "You look like a leather purse or
Sexy
something.
leather handbag.
A sexy leather handbag." He is sexy, I guess, but 62, she's 32. He was married to her for. Nothing drives me crazy when an old, wrinkled Hollywood just horn dog rolls in and picks off a nubile, young, gorgeous actress for a couple of years, like a vampire, just sucks the youth and blood out of her to keep him going. You know what I mean? It's like it just keeps him young and hard. The guy's just like a chain smoking. I like Sean. He's a great actor, but he picks Lila George. Anyway, she was great in Disclaimer, and every man knows that. I'm just going to say, episode 3 was a tremendous full contact nude scene. Oh my God. It was, whoa. I can't even believe it. I've never seen to that level in a regular streaming series. Anyway, Lila George plays Kelly Klein, Calvin Klein's wife in the series, and plays well. And some people, like Darryl Hannah is pissed. Daryl's pissed about her portrayal. She comes off as a ditz. She comes off as a drug addict. She's furious at the way she looks ridiculous, and that Jackie O hated her, and that she crashed Jackie O's funeral and just showed up and was uninvited and the whole thing. And Darryl was like, no, wrong, no, bang, screw you. And she is pissed off at Ryan Murphy and company. So, by the way, there's the history of Darryl Hannah is a very interesting history. We'll get into that next week. What was that you just put up there? No, Jesus. The choice. Okay, let's go through. I think this is what Darryl said, right? I have long believed that engaging with distortion often amplifies it, but a recent tragedy exploiting television. Oh, this is from Darryl. I've long believed that engaging with distortion often amplifies it, but a recent tragedy exploiting television series about John F. Kennedy Jr. and Carolyn Bessette features a character using my name and presents her as me. The choice to portray her as irritating, self-absorbed, whiny, and inappropriate was no accident. The actions and behaviors attributed to me are untrue. Boy, she was so beautiful. I've never used cocaine in my life or used cocaine-fueled parties. I have never or hosted cocaine-fueled parties. I've never pressured anyone into a marriage. I've never desecrated any family heirloom or intruded upon anyone's private memorial. I've never planted any story in the press. I've never compared Jacqueline Onassis's death to a dog's. So she continues, my silence should not be mistaken for agreement with lies. Apparently, my discretion makes me a target. And there it is. Her silence no more. Darryl Hannah, pissed off. Again, next week we'll get into the history of Darryl Hannah. You know, she was for years with Jackson Brown and claimed that he beat her up. And then she shacked up with Neil Young and Crosby and Stills, and the rest of the guys were not happy. It's a very fascinating tale of Darryl Hannah, a true temptress. Remember in Splash? Oh my God. She's like a nymph, a sea nymph in Splash. I had such a crush on her back in the day. That was the greatest movie. She is beautiful. Always loved her, says Anita. Truthfully, I think she was better looking than Carolyn Bessette. Well, Carolyn Bessette has, you know what? It's women like Allie. My girlfriend thinks that Carolyn Bessette is the most gorgeous woman. Like she was like, oh my God. She was so chic in this. But I think she was a girl's girl, right? And JFK Jr. was swanky and stylish and had great feminine energy. I'm going to say as well as masculine energy. This guy was... so he caught how elegant and chic and stylish Carolyn Bessette was. But Darryl is, you know, curvy, full, and, you know, it's a different vibe. But here's the point. Watching Love Story, we're laying there in the bed, right? Got the phones out. Allie's sitting next to me. There's a scene. The whole episode, this past episode, was the wedding, Cumberland Island, Georgia. They went to a remote location, small wedding. Everybody went. Paparazzi found them overhead, but an old, like, small, very simple, nondescript little Baptist church in the woods near the beach. Super romantic. If that's the way the wedding went down, wow, so stylish. And there was a scene between the two actors, Paul Anthony Kelly and Sarah Pigeon, and they're on the beach, and it's just a lover's moment. And she whips off her shirt. You don't see the boobs, but she runs down into the ocean in her panties and dives in, a camera filming her from behind. And then JFK Jr. gets up, drops everything, and he runs in, filmed only from behind.
Okay.
So you see,
okay.
but the guy's, you know, JFK Jr. was a pretty big guy. And this actor, Paul Anthony Kelly, pretty big guy, full-figured fella. I mean, not full-figured like that, but he just thick, like a manly body. And his buns running into the water. As we're sitting there, Allie goes, Thicky Mouse. And I go, excuse me? What did you just say? She goes, Thicky Mouse.
I've never heard that. That's so good.
I was like,
But-
excuse me. Excuse me. I'm right here. You know, I mean, it's like when I was watching Disclaimer and Lila George had that scene in episode 3, was I like, oh, wow. Ooh, Jesus, you don't have to, you don't have to like, it doesn't have to come with sound effects, for the love of God. Anyway, I wanted it to be better. Okay. Who is following? May I ask you? Ooh, this is the work of the new Ayatollah. Where? The new Ayatollah is going to be. By the way, he's not the new Ayatollah. He's the new supreme leader. There's a difference between Ayatollah and supreme leader. The Ayatollah is the top religious guy. In Ali Khamenei's case, he was both. He was both. He was very religious and very much in charge of foreign policy and the IRGC and intelligence and all of that. Top political and top religious. Right now, his son, Moshtaba, is only top political and military. I don't think he's a very religious guy. I can tell you this. He is pissed. Lost his mom, his dad, his wife, and his son in the last 10 days under these attacks. Who is following the murder trial of Kouri Richins in Summit County, Utah? Park City. I used to be up in Park City. Look at her. Oh, man. Before we get into that, what's bullshit, Billy? What's bullshit? What's bullshit, Richard Masters? English Dick, what is bullshit? Speak up right now.
Oh, maybe the truck. Maybe he said the truck.
Oh, yeah? He's not talking about the trial. He would have been too quick with the comment. But prosecutors in the murder trial of Kouri Richins, this is fascinating. Not since Karen Reed have I been so obsessed with this thing. But before we get there, this is very funny. The guy running into the beach, and Allie says, oh, Thicky Mouse, not Mickey Mouse. Oh, I'm in tears. I'm laughing so freaking hard. Billy, excuse me. Ma'am, I'm sitting right here. She said Thicky Mouse because of the body. Prosecutors in the murder trial of Kouri Richins, Utah mom accused of fatally poisoning her husband. They're expected to wrap the case in the coming days. Over the last 2 weeks, jurors have heard wide-ranging testimony about the troubles in her marriage, her secret affair with like the carpenter guy, and the millions of dollars that she owed. She was in heavy debt. Kouri Richins has pled not guilty. She could face up to life in prison here. There she is with her husband, Eric, before she allegedly drugged him with lethal doses of fentanyl. Prosecutors say the mom of 3 killed that man, her husband, Eric, by lacing his bedtime Moscow Mule with 5 times the lethal dose of fentanyl. This is in March 2022. There's so much to unpack here. Starting with the bedtime Moscow Mule. Like she, what is this? The wife brings him a bedtime cocktail. Like here's a Moscow Mule is like after a long week, you go to a cocktail party, you have a Moscow. Who goes to bed with the copper cup?
I was going to say the copper cup.
She tucks him in with a Moscow. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen. Lacing his bedtime Moscow Mule. Okay, these people are total drunks and party animals. If you're having bedtime, you have a bedtime Moscow Mule with 5 times the lethal dose of fentanyl. She's also accused of attempting to kill him by lacing his sandwich on Valentine's Day, weeks before his death. So that wasn't enough. And she's like, yeah, okay. I tried to put a couple of fentanyl, pills in his sandwich on Valentine's Day. Love you, honey. That didn't work. She went with 5 times the lethal dose in his bedtime Moscow Mule. So anyway, nearly 40 witnesses have testified so far, including the woman who gave Kouri Richins the drugs, friends who said they heard that there was marital problems with the couple, and the man with whom she had an affair, this guy, Robert Josh Grossman, basically a freeloading lover. Her business was a real estate business. She was a house flipper. That's her guy who would help her by, doing the work inside the homes, kind of a contractor or carpenter guy who would help her flip houses, and then he flipped her. He cried on the stand. This guy was like, he was in over his head. He didn't know when, all this sexy texting between the two of them. Hey, baby, let's be together in life. He didn't know she was going to go whack the husband. We think he was hitting that, but didn't know that she would whack her husband. The husband, Eric Richins' life was insured for approximately $2.2 million through a bunch of policies. According to the prosecutors, they allege that Kouri Richins forged an application for one of his life insurance policies that went into effect just 10 days before she first tried to poison him on Valentine's Day. Oh, Jesus Christ. He looks like the guy from Progressive Insurance. He looks like the little insurance guy. I have a story about running into that little red-haired guy, the little kind of little zit guy from Progressive. It was during COVID. It was in the grocery store. Remind me, I'll tell you. Anyway, Kouri Richins received about $1.3 million in life insurance payments in the months right after her husband's passing. This is before they put it all together, allegedly. By September, most of the money had been spent. She spent it all, mostly paying down her debt. Now here's the thing, the pain pills. She bought pain pills from a housekeeper named Carmen Lauber. And later, obviously, it didn't work when she tried to lace his sandwich on Valentine's Day. She requested from Carmen, the housekeeper, something stronger. So Carmen, the housekeeper, got in touch with Robert Crozier, who said he had pills containing fentanyl. And she said, that's what we want. She texted Richins and said, hey, we got the fentanyl pills. She said, okay, go ahead, get those, according to housekeeper Carmen Lauber's testimony. So in early 2022, this guy, Robert Crozier, who was just a drug addict, pill salesman, he was selling pharmaceutical oxycodone pills. He received that he got from people who had actual prescriptions, and then he was just a broker. He'd resell them. Said he didn't start selling fentanyl until later that year. So it couldn't have been the pills he gave Carmen, who gave to Kouri to kill her husband, because I didn't get into the fentanyl business until very much later that year. So it couldn't have been my pills. Now, this guy, Robert Crozier, previously confirmed that he sold Lauber fentanyl in the jailhouse interview with law enforcement during the investigation into Eric's death. In footage of the interview shown in court, Robert Crozier struggled to remember the details about his interactions with the housekeeper and the drugs that she was asking for, but he said she knew what she was buying at the time. But he was called as a witness for the prosecution, this drug dealer. But his testimony is key to Kouri Richins' defense of not guilty. In her opening statement, the lawyer argued if Crozier had only sold oxycodone, as he now claims, then his pills could not have killed the husband. He didn't get into the fentanyl business until after the guy was dead. So however the fentanyl got into his bedtime Moscow Mule, it wasn't here. And that is what this woman is relying on, basically, is the backbone of her defense. Kouri Richins, by the way, and this is, you can't kill your husband, ladies. I'm sorry. He may be a pain in the ass, but you're not going to get away with it. And the biggest reason that you can't get away with that or anything else in the world is geofencing, cell phone data. Cell phones they just have the backbone of truth. You can't get away with anything anymore. You can't cheat. You can't kill. You can't be late. If somebody wants to figure out exactly what happened, they track your cell phone and everyone else's, and that tells the story. The tech companies have us by the short and curlies, and we seem to love it. And Kouri Richins, her phone records show searches about fentanyl. Okay. This is Haslong to die in cold. Okay. They show searches of fentanyl and life insurance payments. What a coincidence. Although a lot of data from early 22 was deleted from Kouri Richins' phone, one of the lawyers testified about some of her cell phone activity around the time of her husband's death. Kouri told investigators she left her cell phone in the master bedroom while she slept in the kids' bedrooms the night her husband died, and she called emergency services as soon as she returned to find him cold and unresponsive. Did you? Okay. Kouri's cell phone was locked at 9:32 p.m. the night before he died, March 3rd, 2022. And it remained locked until 3:06 a.m. the next morning, according to the analysis. It moved, this is crazy. The cell phone moved 35 feet around 10:30 p.m. And then it moved 243 feet at 3:08 a.m. The phone was unlocked 6 times in the 15 minutes before Kouri called 911 at 3:21 a.m. Girl, you fucked. You absolutely screwed. Around 8:30 in the morning, hours after she called 911, cell phone records show 3 gifts, GIFs, not gifts. 3 gifts were accessed on her phone. One was captioned, "Idiots, idiots everywhere," while another showed a woman wiping away tears with dollar bills. And a third one included the caption, "I'm really rich." Girl. Now, the prosecuting lawyer can't determine who sent or received those gifts, or if Kouri Richins even viewed them, but they're on her phone. The prosecutor showed the jury dozens of internet searches made on Kouri Richins' phone, used beginning in April 2022, after her phone was seized by law enforcement. So they went into it. The searches included questions about remotely deleting cell phone data, how investigators recover deleted messages. She had queries about women's prisons in Utah and life insurance payments. According to the prosecutor, the searches included what is a lethal dose of fentanyl? And then she Googled to see what people were saying about her. Kouri Richins' Camus net worth. Wanted to see how much the internet thought she was worth. And quote, "If someone is poisoned, what does it go down on the death certificate as?" Oh, girl, you are cooked. The prosecutor testified the searches were all made after Kouri Richins knew she was under investigation, and he confirmed he could not say with certainty who made the searches nor what prompted them. But can you believe this? I mean, this woman is absolutely toast.
The fentanyl thing sounds so much like Haslong to die in the cold.
Haslong.
Sounds exactly.
Oh yeah, but you don't see Jen McCabe in the Karen Reed trial. She's not going to jail. Nothing's happening to any of those people. This woman is toast. Anyway, it's fascinating. We'll watch the verdict come down, but I'm gonna go to Poly Market and put all my chips on Tata. You're going to jail for murder. That's my guess. Well, guys, here's the thing. I'm heading to the airport in a little while. I'm going to Florida. My 86-year-old mom. I'll see you tomorrow. We're gonna bring the gear, and I'll do this from Florida with my mother, but I'll be with her tonight, and she'll make an appearance. She's 86 years old. We're playing in a golf tournament together. She's my partner for 18 holes at 86. It's good because she gets 2 strokes on several holes, so maybe that'll help the team. I have to play well. But that'll be fun. And I'm going to do I don't know if I'm allowed to announce it because I don't know if he's announced this. Oh, he has announced this podcast, right? Sean Hannity? I'm doing it anyway. Sean is doing it. Sean Hannity from Fox News is doing, I don't think it's like, I think it's like politics a little bit, but also just life. You know, he's an MMA fighter. He wants to get to know people. It's in his house. He's got a little podcast situation in his home in Palm Beach, which I'm sure is very lovely. I'll tell you all about it when I'm there. And I'm going to steal something from Sean's. Don't you think? An ashtray or something? No, I'm not going to steal from Sean Hannity. I love Sean. I'm going to say, Sean, what can I have from your house that I can show the audience? Okay? I'd like him to give me something. Carol, Billy, talk to your buddy Tucker. He needs an exorcism. Hey. See you tomorrow. That's it for Hot Mics today. Remember, a week from today, 9 a.m. Pacific, big studio. We're going to go. It's a live. It's, you know what it is? It's just we're going to make it the premier live morning show in the country. We're going to beat, in 2 years, we're going to beat the Today Show in the ratings. Okay? That's what I'm saying. That's it. Wish me luck at the airport. Oh, Lord, this is going to be tough. See ya. Hot Mics. Great time.